In the winter of 1942, deep inside the ruins of Stalingrad, one man held back the most feared army on Earth. No tanks, no artillery, no backup, just a rifle, and eyes sharp enough to change the course of history. This is the story of Vasily Zaytsev, the shepherd boy from the Ural Mountains who became the deadliest sniper in World War II, the man who defended Stalingrad almost alone, and the hero whose existence was so terrifying that the Nazis sent their greatest marksman just to kill him. But before he became a legend, he was just a quiet, humble boy with a single dream: protect my homeland. Vasily Zaytsev was born in 1915 in a small village called Yeleninka. He didn't come from a military family. He didn't grow up dreaming of glory. He spent his childhood tending sheep, wandering mountains, and listening to the wind whistle between the rocks. By age 10, he could shoot a rabbit from 300 meters with a single bullet. Not because he wanted to, but because his family needed food to survive. His grandfather gave him his first rifle, a simple, single-shot, wooden stock weapon. He must learn to respect the rifle, his grandfather said, and the rifle will respect him. Vasily learned patience, stillness, silence, skills that would one day change the fate of millions. But no one in the village, not even Vasily himself, imagined that this quiet boy would become one of the greatest snipers in human history. When Germany invaded the Soviet Union in 1941, Vasily was working as a clerk in the Navy, a desk job. But when he heard what was happening in Stalingrad, how the German Sixth Army was slaughtering civilians, burning neighborhoods, and turning the city into a graveyard, something inside him snapped. He requested transfer to the front lines, not as an officer, not as a commander, but as an ordinary infantry soldier. He arrived in Stalingrad in September 1942, at the peak of the bloodiest battle in modern history. The moment he stepped off the boat, he realized, this isn't war, this is hell. Bodies everywhere, smoke choking the sky, buildings shattered like broken bones. And above it all, the sound of German snipers killing anyone who dared to move. Even the brave Soviet soldiers hesitated to cross open streets. But Vasily did not. One day, a group of Soviet soldiers pointed at a German sniper who was killing dozens from a hidden position. "Who can take him out?" a commander asked. No one volunteered. Then Vasily stepped forward. He crawled through the rubble, glass cutting into his elbows, bullets snapping overhead. He waited and waited. Finally, when the sun hit the German sniper's scope, Vasily saw the faintest glimmer. One breath in, one breath out, one shot. The German sniper dropped dead. The Soviet soldiers stared in disbelief. "Who are you?" one asked. Vasily simply said, "I am a man with a rifle." His legend had begun. Word spread quickly. There is a ghost in Stalingrad, a sniper who never misses. Vasily began training others. He taught them camouflage, patience, and the art of becoming invisible. Soon, his team, later called Zaytsev's School, became the most feared sniper unit of the war. Within weeks, he personally recorded 40 kills, then 80, then 100. He hunted German officers, machine gunners, snipers. He crawled through ruins for hours, sometimes days, without moving more than an inch. Every bullet he fired had a purpose. One soldier said, "Zaytsev didn't shoot people. He removed obstacles." Stalingrad was unlike any battle in history. It was fought room to room, floor to floor. Sometimes two armies shared the same building, one on the top floor, the other in the basement. Mortars were useless. Tanks couldn't move. Planes circled like vultures overhead. In this nightmare, snipers became the most powerful weapon. The Germans hated Zaytsev. They called him Der Wolf. The Wolf. Soviet propaganda began telling stories of the miracle sniper who defended the city almost alone. Whether the stories were exaggerated or not didn't matter. Zaytsev had become a symbol of hope and hopelessness. The Germans were furious. Their soldiers refused to move in daylight. Officers felt unsafe giving commands. Morale collapsed. So the German high command sent their best sniper, Major Erwin Koenig, or Heinz Thorwald, depending on the historical version. A master sniper, highly decorated, cold, ruthless. His mission: kill Zaytsev. When Vasily heard the rumors, he felt the weight of it. This wasn't just a duel. This was a fight between two ghosts, two hunters, two legends. Only one would survive. For 3 days, they hunted each other silently. The city held its breath. No one knew where Koenig was. No one dared to move. Vasily studied every broken window, every shadow, every flicker of light. Then he noticed something. A piece of metal reflecting in the sun. Not a scope, but a tripwire on a helmet placed as a decoy. Koenig was using tricks. Zaytsev smiled. The hunter respected the hunt. Finally, on the third day, Zaytsev spotted a tiny glint under a sheet of metal, smaller than a coin. That was Koenig's scope. Zaytsev whispered, "Got you." He fired. Silence. Then Koenig's rifle fell from the hiding spot. The duel was over. Vasily Zaytsev had defeated Germany's greatest sniper. His legend was sealed forever. But even heroes bleed. Weeks after the duel, a mortar shell exploded near Zaytsev. Shrapnel tore through his face. He was rushed to a field hospital, blinded by the blast. Surgeons fought to save his eyes. Days later, bandages removed, he blinked. And for the first time, he saw light. He whispered, "I must return to my post." Even with damaged vision, he returned to Stalingrad, returned to his rifle, returned to the hunt. On February 2nd, 1943, the impossible happened. The German 6th Army surrendered. 91,000 German soldiers were taken prisoner, out of 330,000. The tide of World War II shifted. Stalingrad became the beginning of the end for Nazi Germany. And among the ruins stood a man who had fought with nothing but patience, silence, and a rifle. Zaytsev never bragged, never asked for medals, never called himself a hero. He went back to his simple life. He became a factory director. He raised a family. But in 1980, when he visited Stalingrad again, older, quiet, humble, he walked the ruins where he once crawled as a ghost. He whispered to his grandson, "War is not about killing. War is about protecting the living." Zaytsev's official kill count: 225 confirmed snipers and soldiers. Unofficially, over 400. But his real achievement was greater. He inspired thousands of Soviet snipers. He saved countless infantry lives. He helped turn the tide of the world's most decisive battle. To this day, snipers study his techniques, his patience, his unbreakable calm, and his Mosin, Nagant rifle, the weapon he used to defend a city alone, is still preserved in a museum in Volgograd. Vasily Zaytsev died in 1991. He was buried with honors. A soldier, a legend, a ghost whose name the world never forgot. This is the story of Vasily Zaytsev, the miracle sniper who defended Stalingrad almost alone, a shepherd boy who became a warrior, a hunter who became a symbol, a man whose calm eyes changed the direction of the world. Because sometimes, the greatest battles are won by a single silent shot. And sometimes, a single soldier becomes the shield of an entire city.